Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that every dollar you earn already belongs to someone else. The bank gets a portion for the car loan. The credit card company takes another slice. The student loan payment quietly waits in the background. Before you even decide what to do with your money, the obligations are already lined up. For millions of people, this isn't a dramatic story. It's just Tuesday. Debt has a strange psychological effect on people. It doesn't just reduce your bank balance, it quietly reduces your sense of freedom. You might have a decent salary, a stable job, and even a comfortable life from the outside. But internally, there's always a small voice reminding you that a portion of your future income has already been promised away. What most people don't realize is that paying off debt is not just a math problem, it's also an emotional momentum problem. The numbers matter, of course, but the emotional energy behind those numbers matters even more. The difference between someone who stays in debt for 20 years and someone who destroys it in 3 often comes down to one thing: psychological traction. Think about a heavy train sitting still on a track. The hardest part of moving that train is the first few inches. Once it starts rolling, the momentum builds, and suddenly something that looked impossible becomes surprisingly manageable. Aggressive debt payoff works in exactly the same way. The first strategy is brutally simple, but psychologically powerful. Stop pretending your income is normal while your debt is not. When you carry significant debt, your financial life is temporarily in emergency mode. That means lifestyle adjustments are not punishment, they are part of the recovery plan. Many people attempt to pay off debt while keeping their entire lifestyle intact. The same restaurants, the same subscriptions, the same spending habits. They simply add an extra payment here and there and hope the problem slowly disappears. But debt that took years to accumulate rarely disappears through casual effort. Aggressive debt payoff requires a temporary shift in identity. For a period of time, your primary financial mission becomes removing those obligations as fast as possible. It is not forever. It is a focused season of intensity designed to buy back years of freedom later. One of the most famous approaches to this process is called the debt snowball. The concept is simple. Instead of focusing on interest rates first, you list all your debts from smallest balance to largest balance. Then you attack the smallest one with everything you have while paying minimum payments on the rest. At first glance, this strategy seems mathematically imperfect. Financially speaking, paying off the highest interest rate first would technically save the most money. But the snowball method was never designed purely for spreadsheets. It was designed for human behavior. When you eliminate a small debt quickly, something powerful happens. You experience a visible win. A credit card disappears. A balance hits zero. Your brain registers progress, and that progress creates motivation. Instead of feeling buried under a mountain, you feel like you are climbing it. Momentum is one of the most underestimated forces in personal finance. Each debt you eliminate frees up additional cash flow, which then gets redirected toward the next balance. The payments grow larger and larger, like a snowball rolling downhill, picking up speed and size along the way. Now, this is where mathematical precision comes into play. Once the momentum starts building, you can dramatically accelerate the process by increasing the size of the snowball itself. This means intentionally creating extra money to throw at your debt. The first place to look is your spending, not with guilt or shame, but with curiosity. Many people are surprised when they actually examine where their money goes each month. Small, recurring expenses quietly accumulate into hundreds of dollars that could be redirected toward debt freedom. Streaming subscriptions, impulse purchases, convenience delivery fees, and frequent dining out often form a silent financial leak. Individually, they seem harmless. Together, they represent powerful fuel that could be used to eliminate years of payments. The next place to look is income. Aggressive debt payoff almost always involves temporarily increasing your earning power. That might mean overtime hours, freelance work, weekend gigs, or selling skills online. The goal is not to work endlessly forever. The goal is to create a temporary surge of financial energy. Think of it like a controlled sprint.
If someone told you that working extra for 18 months could erase 5 or 10 years of debt payments, the trade suddenly becomes much more appealing. Short-term intensity can create long-term relief. Another powerful strategy involves redirecting unexpected money. Tax refunds, bonuses, gifts, or side hustle profits can feel like financial breathing room. Many people instinctively treat these moments as an excuse to upgrade their lifestyle. But when you're aggressively paying off debt, these windfalls become powerful weapons. Every unexpected dollar becomes another shovel digging you out of the hole faster. Instead of celebrating with consumption, you celebrate with progress. Each payment moves the finish line closer. If you find ideas like this helpful and you want to learn more ways to take control of your money instead of letting it control you, consider subscribing to the channel. These conversations are designed to make money simpler, clearer, and far less stressful. There's also an emotional shift that happens during this process. At first, the lifestyle changes might feel restrictive. Cooking more meals at home, delaying upgrades, or choosing lower-cost entertainment can feel like sacrifice. But something interesting happens over time. As balances shrink, the psychological pressure begins to lift. Statements become smaller, notifications become less stressful, the sense of control slowly returns, and that feeling can be far more satisfying than any short-term purchase. Many people also discover that their definition of luxury begins to change. Instead of equating luxury with spending, they begin associating it with freedom. The ability to make choices without financial obligations pulling the strings becomes the real reward. Imagine a future version of yourself waking up without credit card balances waiting in the background. No minimum payments quietly draining your income every month. The paycheck you earn belongs fully to your present and your future. That is the true goal of aggressive debt payoff. It's not simply about numbers on a balance sheet. It's about reclaiming control over your financial life. Every dollar that once went to interest can now be redirected toward investing, saving, traveling, or building the life you actually want. And perhaps the most powerful part of this journey is what it teaches you about yourself. The discipline you develop while eliminating debt often becomes the same discipline that later builds wealth. The habits don't disappear once the balances reach zero. In many ways, debt freedom is not the finish line. It's the starting point of a completely different financial life. Because once your income is no longer committed to past decisions, something remarkable happens. Your money finally begins working for your future instead of paying for your past.